urge the federal government to reduce the airport and other auxiliary charges by 50%.
Nigeria launches Africa's first automated gas trading markets.
We will provide a firm, transparent, and technology-enabled regulatory framework under the PIA, giving the investors the certainty and confidence required to commit long-term capital to the gas value chain.
Nigeria Immigration Service announces routine maintenance on passport digital platform to improve system performance. Republic of Benin declares return of normalcy after coup attempt. Now the news. Senate has resolved to fast-track legislative approval of the 2026-2028 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper transmitted by President Bola Tinubu. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that the documents containing Nigeria's financial and economic projections for the incoming year may likely be passed next week.
The MTEF FSP was approved last week as the meeting of the Federal Executive Council as plans continue on Nigeria's budget outlook for 2026. Deputy President of the Senate, Barrow Jibrin, after reading the executive communication, referred it to the Senate Committee on Finance for further legislative action.
The 2026 budget of the federal government will be prepared based on the parameters and fiscal assumptions of the approved 2026 to 2028 MTEF and FSP.
In continuation of its inquiry into the sale of the bulk shares of Lafarge Cement Company Limited to a foreign entity due to the implication on national security, the Senate Ad Hoc Committee mandated to review an earlier probe vowed to ensure diligence.
We should be circumspect in our investigation so that we will be able to uncover facts. Let me also emphasize that national security today transcends beyond the traditional military definition, as it includes economic sovereignty, industrial capacity, control over critical infrastructure, and the ability of a nation to determine and protect its strategic assets.
Meanwhile, attempts by the Senate to endorse the change of nomenclature for Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University of Technology, Bauchi, to a conventional university confronted resistance as stakeholders reject the proposal.
The amendment bill before us seeks to update and strengthen the institutional governance framework, aligns the university's mandate with contemporary academic and administrative standards,
to expand the scope of objectives in the Act, liberalizing it from technology-based, a specialized university, to a broader spectrum of a conventional university.
ATBU is the only university of technology in the Northeast. I believe that we should be having more of it rather than amending and making them be conventional universities.
The federal government aims to promote and expand STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and medicine education in Nigeria, and the passage of this bill does not align with this policy.
The public hearing was adjourned. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
And in a bid to provide relief to air travelers and stimulate economic activities during the festive season, the House of Representatives is asking the federal government to take immediate action to reduce airfares during the Yuletide. Specifically, lawmakers are urging the government to slash all airport charges and auxiliary taxes by 50% with the aim of achieving lower air ticket prices. National Assembly correspondent Mitari Ikmen reports.
The move by lawmakers to push for affordable air travel for citizens is seen as a timely intervention, as many Nigerians typically travel to their hometowns and tourist destinations, often at great expense. By advocating reduced airport charges, lawmakers hope to make air travel more affordable and accessible to a larger segment of the population.
The unprecedented rise in air travel costs poses a direct threat to security, to life, to tradition that unite our society during this respective moment. What the airlines operators in Nigeria have done in the past 12 hours is completely uncalled for. Airline operators should be called to order.
Landing cost has been increased, parking has been increased, even staying on the air, because we don't have a full total radar coverage.
Aside that, you are aware that the pressure on the airlines is because the roads are not safe. Urge the federal government to reduce the airport and other auxiliary charges by 50%.
A bill to amend the Central Bank Act scaled second reading, with key reforms proposed to enhance checks and balances in the leadership and fiscal operations of the Apex Bank.
To separate the role of governor and the board of director chairman to avoid concentration of powers.
I am particularly encouraged that this bill should be passed with the speed of the light because of this very point, that for any process or for any government to undertake any policy of redesign of Naira or change of Naira denomination, it has to have the backing of the institution of the legislature.
Another bill to establish the Armed Forces Medical College, FCT, also scaled second reading.
To provide for the training of medical and allied health professionals for the Armed Forces of Nigeria and other services, to promote research and innovation in military and paramilitary medicine, and for related matters, 2025 to be read a second time.
Meanwhile, the House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee investigating unauthorized bank deductions from accounts of public servants has asked CEOs of the affected commercial banks to appear before the panel with requested documents or face sanctions.
Deducting money from civil servants without using it to do whatever you have claimed to do for them must stop. And those that are found guilty, we will recommend for their prosecution.
The committee expressed determination to uncover discrepancies and ensure that banks are held accountable for their actions. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Senate and its Committee on Foreign Affairs is given the screening of ambassadorial nominees as presented by President Bola Tinubu all the seriousness it deserves for the country to have its diplomatic missions on a sound footing. Our correspondent Joshua Ogunjide will bring us up to speed about happenings at the committee level, which has so far screened more than half of the career and non-career ambassadorial nominees.
I'm here with Senator Wadada, who was part of the exercise, a member of the committee that screened the ambassador nominees. So far, so good, sir. What can you say about the exercise?
Well, the exercise has been smooth and, of course, fruitful, because the critical documents that the committee is supposed to be relying on in the discharge of the responsibility of screening and approving the ambassadorial nominees, where they all came through and came very clear. Quite a number of the senators and, in fact, members of the public were expectant of petitions against certain individuals. But everything came to pass. An issue was raised on Reno, and I see it as Senator Adams Oshomole said. For Reno to have said what he said at the time he said them, that was his level of understanding of the person and the personality he spoke about. And having realized the truth and was not ashamed to come to the public to say, oh, sorry, I was misled or misguided by the information I had. This man is real and he is truly working. I think that should be commended. And over and above all, you cannot cry much more than the bereaved. Reno did not criticize or insult the National Assembly. Reno criticized and insulted the president, and it is the same president that nominated him. So that is to tell the world that the president's commitment, interest and commitment to the betterment of Nigeria within and outside the shores of Nigeria is beyond political relationships. Whether or not you criticize him, if he finds you worthy of any appointment, he will do it. That is a very dynamic, pragmatic, and contemporary leader, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So while I congratulate Reno, I commend Mr. President as always, the man of the moment.
What's the next line of action?
The committee will put its report before the Senate, committee of the whole, and whatever transpires there. But the committee of the whole will be greatly guided by the report of the committee, and at the committee level, so far so good.
As mentioned by Senator Wadada, one of the ambassadorial nominees present was Reno Omokri, also was former Minister Femi Fani Kayode. Over now to you in the studio.
Thank you, Joshua. Now, to electoral matters, the executive chairman of Kaba Bono local government area of Kogi State, leading a team of legal practitioners, protested at the headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission in Abuja over alleged suppression of some constituencies in the State House of Assembly, particularly Kogi West. The lawyers who submitted a protest letter to the chairman of the electoral umpire are asking INEC to correct the underrepresentation by invoking its powers under Section 114 of the Constitution to review the division of every state into constituencies. Correcting the alleged error, they believe, will promote equitable representation at the State House of Assembly and contribute to inclusive governance and sustainable development in the states.
In 1991, as rightly said, 1992-1993, we have our assembly duly constituted. Where in my local government, we have 2 House of Assembly members. But going from that republic to those subsequent republic, it was a serious, issue where we noticed that a constituency, that a local government that once has 2 House of Assembly, all of a sudden, it reduced to 1. Ijumu reduced to 1. Yagba West reduced to 1. Kotokarufi reduced to 1.
Meanwhile, efforts of the present administration to give local government autonomy and other developmental strides have earned President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's nod to continue with the task of steering the leadership of the country. This is coming from National Councillors Forum of Nigeria at its 2025 National Conference in Abuja. Delegates from state of the Federation took turn to eulogize the president in what they described as holistic approach in addressing challenges facing the country. They said with such efforts, the president has given the opportunity to accomplish what he started.
The councillors from the 8,809 wards of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to affirm our unlimited support to His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu to continue with the good work that he has started beyond 2027.
National Councillors Forum of Nigeria, we are all support that Asiwaju should continue to 2031. Say aye. If you are engaged, say me.
They appealed to state governors to implement the presidential executive order on the autonomy of local government, which is believed to accelerate development at the grassroots. You're watching the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Let's take a break. More news when we return.
Bathy Furniture's legendary final sale of the year is here. This festive season, enjoy extra savings on luxury and comfortable sofa sets, modern and functional dining sets, sophisticated and smart bed sets, and our royal collections, classy, premium, and truly exclusive. Shop 10 million naira and receive a complimentary Daisy tea set. Spend 15 million and take home a 65-inch smart TV. Go higher at 20 million pavilion and experience unmatched comfort with our exclusive massage chair. Visit our showrooms in Abuja, Lagos, Kano, and Enugu, or shop online. It's big, it's bold, it's unforgettable. It's Baffy Furniture.
And the National Productivity Order of Merit Award goes to...
The only tomato paste manufacturer to win the National Productivity Order of Merit Award by the federal government of Nigeria, endorsed by the Association of Private Medical Practitioners of Nigeria. This is an evidence of 100% natural goodness. Eat healthy to live longer. Buy now and enjoy up to 20% discount.
Feel the power of precision, engineered to perfection. Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blending performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African roads.
This is NTA News 24.
Thanks for staying with us. In a holistic move positioning Nigeria at the forefront of Africa's gas revolution, the federal government has presented the nation's first gas trading license, along with the clearinghouse and settlement authorization, a milestone that establishes the continent's first automated marketplace for natural gas. The initiative, unveiled by the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, signals a new era of transparency, efficiency, and investor confidence in Nigeria's gas sector. Lydia Sampson reports.
Designed as a secure automated platform, the system enables natural gas buyers and sellers to trade seamlessly, discover fair market prices, and complete transactions faster than ever before. Officials say the platform will ensure every molecule of gas is accounted for through real-time monitoring and digital settlement.
The President's vision requires a regulatory environment that is predicated, trusted, and designed to unlock value. Today's inauguration is a demonstration of that commitment.
To ensure that JEX succeeds as Nigeria's pioneering gas trading, clearing, and settlement platform, we will provide a firm, transparent, and technology-enabled regulatory framework under the PIA, giving the investors the certainty and confidence required to commit long-term capital to the gas value chain.
This, they noted, is further advancing the country's vision for a fully deregulated and market-driven gas economy. Beyond boosting domestic supply reliability, the innovation is expected to attract major local and international investment, deepen market liquidity, and enhance Nigeria's competitiveness as an energy hub.
It also reduces the opaqueness that has hindered efficiency in the past and aligns Nigeria with international best practices.
We will remain dedicated to supporting policies that ensure energy security, drive industrialization, and improve the life of every Nigeria.
We expect the JEX marketing platform to serve as a catalyst for credible price discovery, ensuring that the pricing reflects prevailing market dynamics.
This development is acknowledged as a decisive step towards making natural gas a true enabler of industrial growth, economic diversification, and long-term energy security across the continent. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Away from oil and gas, 135,000 young Nigerians have completed intensive training in high-demand digital skills under the federal government's 3 Million Technical Talents program, while 300,000 others gained digital knowledge through online self-learning under the same scheme. President Bola Tinubu, represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, at the 3MTT National Impact Summit, says building a $1 trillion economy is anchored on developing a workforce equipped with skills that meet contemporary global standards. Chimdima Undubisi's report is hereby presented. 2 years ago, immediately after assuming office, President Bola Tinubu gave a bold directive: create 1 million digital jobs for Nigerian youths. The Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy is faithful to that presidential directive, creating the 3 Million Technical Talent 3MTT program. Tech-savvy Nigerian youths are being equipped with in-demand skills from software development to artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and cybersecurity. The impact echoes across the nation. 135,000 fellows, such as Michael, have been trained.
We have also been able to build and ship software solutions to businesses and individuals within Nigeria and outside Nigeria.
Those that we can actually record that have gotten job opportunities in the first batch of the training program is already over 15,000. NCC provided laptops that are worth over 1.5 billion naira for a lot of the fellows that we see who performed really well. Our goal today is to celebrate the fellows, but I think most importantly is to celebrate Mr. President as well for his dedication and support to this program.
Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, reaffirms federal government's commitment to building a strong digital workforce that will power Nigeria's next chapter of economic growth.
The 3MTT program will unlock opportunity, empower young people, and strengthen our long-term economic prospects.
Development partners are all in, injecting billions of naira and pledging even more as the fourth cohort prepares to launch. Meanwhile, Nigeria is growing the next generation of innovators who are coming up with digital solutions to solve societal needs. At the National Information Technology Development Agency's fourth Idea Hatch program, a number of them pitched their innovations and went home with cash prizes. Moses Ochugbu's report is here presented.
They came from the 6 geopolitical zones of the country, 2 representing each region. For 5 months, these youths were taught on how to turn conceivable ideas into tangible technological products and services. Now they are creating numerous tech solutions for education, clean energy, agriculture, financial, environmental, and transportation sectors. At the end of the training program, the stage is set for a national demo competition. Pitching of mind-blowing innovation ensues, and the clean energy business platform solution came up tops.
It has been an amazing feeling, unbelievable to say the least. I just want to thank NIDA for being supportive all through the journey, to seeing our product go from ideation all the way to market readiness.
My experience with this cohort has been amazing. Before this program, I was a novice, eager Nigerian who is trying to solve the problem of the expensive food in Nigeria because it's really affecting me.
And we want to ensure that through programs like this, we are creating a vibrant entrepreneurial hub for startups within the program to build bridges. Most importantly, this approach allows us to ensure that no one, no state, no region, no founder is left behind.
Why JICA supports this digital technology or innovations or entrepreneurship is that innovation or digital technology will be one of the driver of the developing the Nigerians.
IT experts see this initiative as an expression of federal government's determination to nurture innovation, empower the youth, and build the future of Nigeria's digital economy.
You're still watching the news at 10. Let's take another break.
Let's have credible elections at the local government so that these credible people can manage the funds of local government properly. There are a lot of respected traditional rulers in the state who can say, look, enough of this thing. Mr. Governor, welcome. Thank you for coming. When you win, what will you do?
First, we want to mobilize women within the local government to form the National Council of Women Society by creating awareness in women that they must serve, they must be part of what is happening within their community.
If you stop expenditure on infrastructure, how do you now attract investments?
The state governors, the presidency, that's the federal government and the local government are all waiting for revenue from crude oil. Every state has something peculiar. So the emphasis now, if your local government has something peculiar to that particular local government, the emphasis should be keep producing that particular product.
We need to do three things. Prevent the ability of the terrorist groups to generate funding, their ability to recruit, and then their ability to access weapons.
It actually like this way. Title, I sit in the front row in the church. If I'm going to Muslim, I'm calling people are passing in God's own house. What am I doing? I'm mentoring a new generation. Those things that the only way to be taken seriously is to be seen to have a lot of money.
Nigeria, live every weekday between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. on the network service of the NTN.
This is NTA News 24.
Thanks for staying with us. The Nigeria Immigration Service says it is carrying out routine maintenance on its passport digital platform to improve system performance and user experience. A statement by the Service Public Relations Officer Akinshola Akinlabi explains that the maintenance window runs from 12 a.m. on December 12 to 6 a.m. on December 14, during which users may experience temporary service interruptions, slow responses, or limited access to some passport services. The Nigeria Immigration Service appeals for public understanding, noting that the service the exercises necessary to ensure a secure and efficient digital passport system. Now, the government of Republic of Benin has briefed the ECOWAS Council of Ministers, informing it that normalcy has returned to the country following the recent attempted coup. Kelvin Eunwaye reports that the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the country, while making an appearance at the 95th Council of Ministers meeting in Abuja, expressed his country's gratitude to ECOWAS and Nigeria for rising to the challenge of defending democracy, saying the timely intervention demonstrated what the region can achieve standing together.
We don't want to have so many casualties, because if we let our military to enter there, the casualty will be very important. That's one of the reasons why, President Talon requested the support, aerial support from Nigeria, to ensure that we can have a chirurgical impact, destroy the armored vehicle they have in this military barrackment, and ensure that they will not get out to take over, the airport, etc. But at the time we call for the support of our brother nation, our military, our army already fight them back, and the coup was already unsuccessful. So that's why I was saying that we have two lessons out of this episode in Sunday. The first one is the fact that our army is a Republican army, an army fighting for democracy, an army capable to stop this type of coup. That's the first thing. The second thing is our regional institution and the partnership, the brotherhood between Benin and Nigeria under ECOWAS protocol is really well functioning, because we show that together we can fight for democracy.
It's not for us to say that the democratic model has to be a particular type, but to encourage African countries to come up with what works for them. And this is what the Regional Partnership for Democracy is about. We're partnering with the UNDP, we're partnering with ECOWAS. I urge you to look at it, and it's not something that is owned by Nigeria. Nigeria has come up with the concept under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu during his chairmanship of ECOWAS, and we've presented it for other countries in the region to look at and apply it as they deem fit.
And Nigeria has joined Burkina Faso in celebrating its independence anniversary, honoring the country's progress and shared aspiration for peace, stability, and prosperity. The message was conveyed by Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tugar, to his Burkinabe counterpart, Karamoko Jean-Marie Touare, the government and people of Burkina Faso. Yusuf Tugar emphasized Nigeria's high regard for the long-standing bonds of fraternity and cooperation between both nations, despite Burkina Faso's recent exit from ECOWAS. He noted that both countries have continued to engage constructively on matters of shared concern, including counterterrorism, economic integration, and sustainable development. The minister stated that Nigeria recognizes the strong diplomatic relations with Burkina Faso anchored on political cooperation, regional security, trade, and people-to-people exchanges. Tuga also expressed confidence that the current impasse over the detention of a military aircraft in the country would be resolved amicably in the spirit of friendship. Now, on November 1, 2024, several male minors were arraigned before the Federal High Court, Abuja, for their alleged participation in a nationwide protest and destruction of public property. Being minors, the Child Rights Act and the Administration of Criminal Justice Act only allows for their prosecution at the family court under special guidelines. This case elicited further discourse in Abuja on how to reform the Nigerian juvenile justice system to be more efficient.
Are about the most delicate of everyone. The way they are handled would influence how they eventually pan out as adults.
They're supposed to be attended to outside the counter, but we've seen children detained. I think I should use the right word. Detaining children in police stations is totally not acceptable.
We have the Child Rights Act, which is a domestication of the Convention on the Rights of the Child, which sets out how children should be treated within the juvenile justice system. It provides for the establishment of family courts.
International idea backed by the EU wants key actors in law enforcement and the judiciary to incorporate positive lessons learned from other jurisdictions for rehabilitating young offenders in the country. In other news, the rising wave of drug and substance abuse among students in Nigeria's tertiary institutions has become a major concern for parents, educators, and authorities. In response, the Conference Amazon's Charitable Foundation launched a far-reaching campus sensitization campaign to stem the growing menace. Joseph Otsen reports from the flag of held at the College of Education, Zuba, Abuja.
They will go to the school clinic, they will complain that they have cough. From that cough, they will give them what's called to cure the cough. Then they will now use it to turn it to drug abuse. They will take much of it.
Maybe they want to go for birthday party, that kind of thing. Number like, bring your shisha come. A guy will bring the shisha come. By the time the girl will now start taking the shisha and taking the colos.
On campus, students speak about the growing menace of drug and substance abuse, a scourge destroying young lives and shattering dreams.
Anything I put into my body that will change structure and function and behavior, that thing to us is a drug.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency warns that peer pressure, unrealistic expectations, and youthful curiosity continues to lure many into dangerous habits.
It is with this
determined to curb the trend, the Conference Amazon's Charitable Foundation has taken its campaign to the school environment, mobilizing experts to sensitize students on the risks associated with drug abuse. At this interactive session, students were exposed to the types of drugs commonly abused, the triggers, the consequences, and healthy coping strategies.
This is the flag of this campaign. We have intended, and the project is mapped to go throughout the federation, all the tertiary institutions. Then later we'll come to secondary school, because it has been discovered that even secondary school, they go on drugs.
But one thing you must tell yourself is, I am not here for this. My life is what's more than just experimenting on drugs.
One of the major things is for
this client to seek for help, whether a student or any client to seek for help, meet a counselor, because when it comes to counseling or therapy, there is nothing more than what is called the talking cure.
A recent United Nations report reveals that 1 in every 4 young people aged 18 to 35 engages in drug and substance abuse. It's a disturbing rise. In Abuja, Joseph Oten, NTA News.
To safety on the road, the Federal Road Safety Corps has launched its maiden magazine, Safe Rail Nigeria, to expand knowledge about road safety and enlighten the public on safety tips. Oyeyemi Ajayi brings us details.
The mandate of the Federal Road Safety Corps is to eradicate road traffic crashes and create a safe motoring environment in Nigeria by regulating, enforcing and coordinating all road traffic and safety activities, minimizing accidents, clearing obstructions and educating the public on proper highway use, while also producing driver's licenses and number plates. This, the Corps has taken headlong since its establishment, especially enlightenment of the public beyond sanctions. A bolder step now is the launch of the road safety magazine, Safe Rail Nigeria magazine, to enlighten the public, especially on road safety tips. The 106-page magazine is described to be quite educating and revealing on the activities of the Corps.
The safety of every journey must reflect our collective aspiration for national development. Therefore, Safe Rail Nigeria magazine stands at the center of that renewed hope, bringing knowledge, innovation, and responsible road culture directly to the people.
When enforcement strengthened by enlightenment, transformation becomes possible. Safe Rail Nigeria magazine, therefore, presents a powerful new tool. It will serve as an ambassador of Nigeria's commitment to global best practices.
Safety is everybody's business, and this magazine will go a long way in educating and bringing awareness even at the grassroots.
The Corps was charged to collaborate with the Universal Basic Education Commission to inculcate road safety education in schools, to install templates of road safety in the minds of the children. Oyeyemi Ajayi, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu is committed to ensuring a secured country where children feel safe to learn, thrive and celebrate. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu stated this while hosting children to the 3rd edition of the annual Children's Christmas Brunch at the Villa. State House correspondent Adeniyi Taiwo reports.
The banquet hall of the presidential villa once again came alive for another Children's Christmas Brunch, an annual event hosted by Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu to celebrate Christmas with children. For the 2025 edition, her guests are children from Christ Treasured Royal Orphanage, Kwali. The enduring lessons of sacrifice, reconciliation and humility taught by the birth of Jesus Christ are best learnt as children for personal and societal well-being. So, the First Lady treated her guests to a Christmas story detailing the birth of Christ and its essence for building a thriving society.
And I think next year should be a year that Nigerians have to reach out to others, people who are less privileged. I don't invite ministers' children, they have food to eat. So I don't invite, our friends around and say they should bring their children or grandchildren. No. So this should be for the people. And we started that, and I'm very glad.
She assured the children that President Bola Tinubu is laser focused on securing their future, starting with tackling abduction in schools.
What you can see, Mr. President has done the needful. They've gone after them. We are going to leave this place somehow. You think I don't want a safe society? I do.
Joined by wife of the Vice President, Nana Shetima, and wife of the Speaker, House of Representatives, Fatima Tajuddin Abbas, the First Lady handed out Christmas gifts to the children who are full of gratitude.
Told us story of Christmas, and I learned a lot. And I learned that when I grew up, so I should help others that are in need. What was going through my mind is that she's a loving person and she could also share.
A Christmas cake was cut as the special highlight of the brunch. From the banquet hall of the presidential villa, Adeniyi Taiwo, NTA News.
To Women Affairs, the Coalition for Better Women in Africa has reviewed its two-year strategic plan at its 2025 annual general meeting held in Abuja. The meeting brought together development partners, women leaders and policymakers to assess progress and chart a new direction for women's empowerment across the continent.
From the representative leadership, access to finance, safeguarding rights and well-being of women across the continent, Commonwealth Business Women Africa believes that the last 2 years have been eventful, a journey of lessons, impact and renewed commitment. Members from across Africa gathered for the 2025 annual general meeting to review the progress and redefine their priorities.
The women are building businesses. It's beyond learning. It's an activity. It's a lifestyle. It's a voice. It's a movement.
We introduce them to where they can get soft loans so that they can be responsible and move on with their businesses. That is our plan for the first quarter of next year.
At the heart of this annual general meeting is a detailed review of Commonwealth Business Women Africa 5-year strategy blueprint launch to strengthen women's economic empowerment, expand access to education, and support gender-responsive policies across African countries.
We make sure that the partners that we have yields results, both with the corporate world, both with the government agencies, and also with all the businesses around us.
We are a mechanism for building up the businesswoman.
We plan impactful programs that will not only empower them, but will also open them up to various possibilities.
Beyond celebrating achievements, the annual general meeting featured on the election of the newly inaugurated trustees, as well as the swearing-in of the Continental Escorts. In Abuja, Teresa Oswald-Shinam, NTA News.
Now, efforts by the federal government to eliminate cervical cancer through the human papillomavirus vaccination is yielding positive results in Nasarawa State, with more than 90% of its target achieved within the year 2025. Wife of Nasarawa State Governor Selifat Abdullahi Sule, who is driving these efforts with partners in the state, was recognized as super champion under the HPV Champions and Engagement Project in Lafia. Abigail Bashi reports.
The project focuses on increasing acceptance and integration of the human papillomavirus HPV vaccine into routine immunization through community engagement and policy advocacy. The chairperson, Community Link for Health and Planning Advocacy, Mary Ashinanye, and Communication Officer, Pathfinder International, Bayo Ewola, applaud to the governor's wife for lending her voice in advancing HPV awareness and uptake in Nasarawa State. Representative of the Executive Secretary, Nasarawa State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Muhammad Abubakar, said the HPV campaign in the state marked a significant milestone in the collective quest to strengthen adolescent health system. Hajia Selifat Abdullahi Sule emphasized the need to promote HPV vaccination to reduce the incidence of cervical cancer and called for unified action to eliminate the disease.
We now join our outside broadcast crew for a live telecast. Please stay tuned.
An historic event, the temporary opening of Section 1 of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway.